Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Testing.
Very quiet. Can you hear me? No sound here either. Okay. So that is okay. So let's see.
Is it
How to
turned
do this?
on?
Yeah, it's I can see it on the. Oh yes, there's sound now. Okay. No sound for an audio guy.
Yes, everyone
Loud and
has
clear.
sound.
Loud and
Good,
clear.
good.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's a new computer. I just got a brand new computer, and so I have the new settings. I had to set the new settings on here. But can everybody hear us fine? Is that fine?
Yep. Yes. Hello.
Yes, we hear you. Okay. I'll put this down. And
There
like
we go.
That. So
Yeah,
it's
they
closer
can hear
to
us.
us.
Yeah.
Okay, good now. Thanks, Donnie. So yeah, so Ted came in from Nashville today. He brought his little doggy Steve with.
Hey, Steve, come here.
Where's Stevie? Stevie's
Puppy,
got
puppy, come.
Stevie's got his girlfriend, man. There he is.
Oh no!
Look at this little guy, man. He's like a stuffed animal.
What a good boy.
Yeah, look at that.
It's my best friend.
Oh, he's so cute. You're like a little, hi, buddy. Oh, do we smell like Korean food? Do we smell like Korean food? We had Korean barbecue. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah, man. So we got together, and as I told you before, Ted is here to do the complete workup on the Mikey rig, and we're gonna piece by piece, and we're gonna make content while we're doing it. We'll be recording, and you will hear us do this live. We'll go piece by piece and start layering in the Synergistic family of products into the Mikey rig, and you all can hear how it improves things, and how it changes it. You know, we had a chance to go in quickly today and take a listen today without anything in there. And what was your impression?
Fun system, super fun.
Yeah,
a lot of energy. Big wide sound stage, saturated, tonal colors. Fun to listen to.
Yeah. That was the idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not a system you're thinking about. You're just vibing to.
Yeah.
For sure.
So anyways, a lot of that he's a poodle. He's 100% poodle. That's what people
miniature
think.
Poodle.
He's a mini poodle.
Yeah.
Mini pood.
Yeah.
Hey Andrew, what's up? So Andrew here, this is we'll go through. Let me okay, everybody's saying okay. So hey Mikey, hey Tribe from Charles in South Carolina. Dragnet says awesome. Joe Powell, turn up mic. I mean, you can hear it though, fine, or do you need me to turn it up? Like,
I think they want us to turn it up a little bit. Can you hear us now?
Does that make it more sensitive? I gotta see. Is that better? Does it make it more sensitive if I do that? I can also go right here and go to audio and go to automatically adjust my
turn that off maybe
volume. Yeah, and then I go like this.
How's that?
Is that better? You guys, is it better now? I cranked it. Yeah, it's a better as it was choppy before. Okay, cool. Yeah, cute pup, you know it. Golden doodle, nope. Mini pood. Andrew, this is Swift. Andrew Swift is a instructor at Superbike Track or Sport Bike Track Time. So he's the Aprilia that I was riding in those images. Yeah, he's got his duck shirt on. You see that, man? He's representing.
I love motorcycles.
Yeah. We were just talking
That's
about
my
bikes.
hobby.
Yeah. Both of us. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, cool. Hey, Dragnet. This is Nick from Philly, or I'm sorry, from Boston. Why do I always want to say you're from Philly? Maybe because it's like that P looks like a Philadelphia Flyers, jersey. That's kind of what it reminds me of, but it's a Panasy logo. Yes, it's a bit better. Okay, choppy. Okay, cool. Loud enough. Great. Yes, everybody's in agreement. What up? What up, David? Yeah, so we will have some fun stuff to do. We listen to the tubes. I got a chance to turn it up. Were you pretty impressed with what a single fucking tube can do?
FM broadcast tube.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a tube engineered to deliver current.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
We threw on some EDM and cranked it up and saw that there was little to no limit.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear anything running out of headroom.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Nico and Giorgio saying what's up from Motown.
And those speakers put out a lot of bass.
A lot of bass. Yeah.
A lot of bass. A lot of bass. A lot of low frequency.
A lot of low frequency. Do they need a sub? Do I need a 6-pack of Rels?
No, not a 6-pack.
Do I need any subs?
The only benefit is pressurizing the room in a different way to open things up. But you have no lack of bass.
Right.
At all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zero lack of bass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Balls.
Yeah. The Fishers will do that.
Yeah. The sub would be what you would do with if you had 1,000-watt transistor monoblocks, you wouldn't necessarily be using it for bass.
Right.
You'd be using it to even out the pressure in the room.
Got you.
Because you can move it to, back in the corners a little bit, tilt them out towards the sidewall. I don't know.
I got you.
It's how complicated you want to be. That's the other great thing about your system. You got your server, you got your DAC, which is also your pre, and you have 2 FM broadcast tube power amps, and speakers, and that's the whole system.
Yeah, so 6 pieces in my rig. That's it.
Yeah, pretty bitchin'.
Pretty simple. But after all these years of doing, dude, I had active quad amp. I had 4 amps per side,
right.
1 on each driver. Crossovers, 4-way crossovers, all this shit, like cables and everything everywhere. It was a nightmare.
The more complicated the system, the higher probability you have problems.
Yeah, right.
Because you got more points you got to dial in.
It's like I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, more points of failure, right? Like when they're designing aircraft,
or it's not even
F-15,
just past
it's like
fail.
How many points of failure do you have,
or just not being harmonized, not being in sync, and it fucks up the sound.
Yeah.
So keep it simple, stupid.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What does let's see? Did Ted take a spin on the dry clutch yet? No, man. We'll see. He got here after right before dinner, and we listened and went to dinner. But we'll see if we get some warm weather. I'll throw him on that thing.
Well, bro, we'll do it. We'll be
there.
at Dill's Gap.
Yeah. We'll switch bikes when we're up in the mountains. Yeah.
We'll tow out a couple bikes each and just get nuts.
I think you got 8 bikes now, right?
8 bikes. Yeah.
And they're sick. Andrew,
they're all different.
They are.
It's like having 8 different women.
But you're good. You pick good women, dude.
And
Ted's got good taste, man. I gotta say.
But one bike I ride 80%.
You buy well.
Time.
Yeah. That's right. The Harley.
Yeah.
You were just telling me.
The CVOS.
How many dB do you listen at? We don't really listen at loud dB. I mean, I think average would be 80 to 90 probably, and then we cranked it just to show him if there's a limit. He's like, let's see what this thing can do. So I turned it up into over 100. But that's not listening level. That's just loud. That's just to see. Yeah, that's just to see
concert level.
Yeah, and
those speakers kick ass.
They do. Yeah. They're awesome.
And they
people don't know, dude.
They don't sound like stone cabinet speakers.
What does stone cabinet speakers sound
like? A lot of times they're a little bright.
Oh, well, I know a brand that's bright.
I'm not saying anything about that. I'm just saying that. Anyway, they don't sound like that.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a different stone.
They have a level of neutrality that you tend to get with carbon fiber, and for that you pay an insane amount of money.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's the layered.
And then all the drivers, just there's no replacement for displacement.
Yeah, that's true.
You got a big block V8 there.
Yeah.
6.2, 6.7 liter, supercharged.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Well, that's how to do it, man. That's what I like. I go to 11. It's 11 stereo for a reason, because my shit goes to 11. And you don't need to spend all the money. I can do that in smaller sizes.
It's still a lot of money.
It is. I mean, that rig is what, 2.5, 250. But
it could scale from there. Even.
But I can scale it down. I can use that little rig that you saw
scale
on the
it
table
down
in
or
there.
Scale it up. That
little rig on the table in there. That thing's 20 grand.
Yeah.
For the whole freaking system.
Yeah, and it looks cool.
And it's got
with those bitchin'
stone
amps that you were showing me.
Yep. AGD. So here somebody asked right here. Craig is asking, what does your rig consist of, Ted?
Well, I'm of the belief that incremental improvements in circuits that carry huge prices, you're paying a lot for an incremental improvement, right? So I view Macintosh as the LSV8 of the audio world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with everything else I build, tranquility bases under components to balance out electromagnetic fields, RF feedback into the system through FEQ carbon, which actually shapes the field that the signal field travels through, the cables, the acoustics, the right speakers. You can create a world-class system that will sound better than Solution or Griffin or something like that doesn't have my stuff.
Right.
Now, if I put Solution in, would it sound better? Yeah, for a while until it breaks.
Until Solution breaks?
So something breaks. I mean, it's like a Ferrari, right? I got a Ferrari.
Yeah.
I don't want to drive the fucking thing all the time.
Right.
It's fragile, right?
Really?
So, yeah.
It's actually fragile.
Well, I've never had a problem,
car.
but it's, I got 20,000 miles on it. In 30,000 miles, I'll have a $50,000 problem. So you don't ride it, you don't drive it all the time, right? If your gear is, that highly tuned, when it breaks, what do? You ship it to Switzerland to get fixed? How do I do that as a product designer, right? I need something neutral that I can elevate to state of the art. And then when I take my stuff out, it drops down. The gear is not the ceiling, it's the floor. And once you tune the gear, once you tune the environment that the system lives in, I mean, I can't wait to hear what happens on those amps, because I'm sure that they do things absolutely positive that the Mac doesn't do. So it'll just be that much more interesting.
Sure. Yeah. I'm excited too, crew, to see what Ted's, all his family of products will do in my rig, because, I sit in there, I go in there and go, man, this is, balls to the wall, nuts, like freaking awesome. But I have no doubt that your products are going to tune it up.
It'll sound as good as it sounds, and then it'll get better.
Yeah.
But the strength of your system and the gear that you've curated, it will have that sound. It'll just get even better.
Yeah.
It's like you buy the Ferrari or you buy the Corvette, and you can go and do a track day with it, but you're not going to be competitive until you have a race alignment, perhaps change the throttle mapping in the computer, and a lot of things you got to do.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's good analogy.
But no, that's definitely Ferrari level gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. You hear that, kids? And this is not just a guy who comes in to listen. This is a guy who's heard a million systems, been at shows. You go to every single show for the last $2 million 30 years.
Systems I've been involved in and worked on. Some clients that just.
So you got some cred to be.
Well, I work. And also they almost hit like horns in a way, and horns are my favorite. I don't design on horns because I would skew so far in an obscure direction that it wouldn't be as effective on the kinds of speakers most of us have. So I use Magico because I can hear everything with them. They're great diagnostic tools. They're almost like mastering speakers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if anything's wrong with them, they don't sound that great. So they're hard, they're tricky to work with, which is why it's good for what I do.
Yeah.
And then with Mac, which is just totally dead neutral and kind of boring on its own.
Right.
Yeah.
And think about how much market share Macintosh has, so it's a smart product.
Well, it's a clever thing. Like when I go to a trade show and I'm running like Magico M3s or S5s on a Mac stack with like 601 mono blocks, and they're 2 chassis, 2 preamp. Guys who have really expensive gear, they come in and they don't expect much because it's Macintosh, right? They would leave and they're like, what the fuck? I can't believe that, right?
Yeah.
And then guys who do think Mac is great, well, they come in and they're like, wow, that sounds amazing. So it's a win-win.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool. Okay. So he asked the same question.
And it doesn't break. I'm not going to have to send it. I mean, if that stuff breaks, it breaks within the first 96 hours because they ship everything out without doing extensive burn in.
Yeah.
So if it's going to fail, it's going to fail right away. Otherwise, it's going to go years. I mean, I'm running a 10-year-old Berkeley DAC in my reference system.
Yep.
Have DACs gotten better? Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
But radically better? No.
Yeah, right. Sure.
They've just gotten radically more expensive.
That's for sure. Yeah, I've got an old Wadia X32 in my
I'm sure
closet.
It's fine.
It's great. You're like, dude, this thing is it's older than a grandpa's fart, dude.
Well, Wadia, geez, that's like
that
90s.
Was the shit. Yeah, for real.
Was it that?
Back
is it
in the
that
day, remember?
Cube one that they made?
No, it's a thin one and like bent sheet metal, but
everything was bent sheet metal with like a faceplate.
Yep. Yep.
Cheapest
Yeah,
casework
yeah.
imaginable.
And it wasn't even their top of the line. It was like their entry one. I think it was like 3,500, something crazy.
Yeah.
And but it's still, you listen to some of that old stuff and you're like, dude, sounds killer with 44.1. You know?
I
musical.
think,
you
I
know?
think music
And then
is, I think gear's about as good as it's ever been right this second.
yeah.
The best gear that's ever been. The
some
best
of it kind of
speakers,
goes over the
best,
line though. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's
in their
down to
zeal
setup.
to fucking find that like ultimate resolution, they can overdo it sometimes.
Well, I mean, if you're throwing all your money at that, I work in 6 vectors of synergy, 6 pillars of synergy. If all you can do is pump money into more expensive boxes, then yeah, you're going to skew in a weird direction.
Right. Yeah.
It's much better to shape the field that the system lives in and get the sound that way.
And we'll talk more about that. Everybody will completely understand the synergistic family and how it doesn't work in the signal path. It works in the signal field.
Works in the field, yeah.
The field in the
signal
room
is not electrons running down a wire. It's a field.
Yeah.
And Maxwell's equations show that one field affects another. Fields are affected by boundary layers. That's why when you pick a speaker cable up off the floor,
everything's a field, bro.
That's why everything's in the signal path. And that's why when you pull a component out of the system, measure it in isolation on the bench, you're taking away what we actually hear, which is the interaction of the field of that box or cable or whatever you're measuring, and how it's interacting and overlapping and being shaped and shaping everything else in the system.
Yeah.
Which is why everything measures the same, because you're not measuring in the context of the system. You're measuring simplistic measurements, RCL measurements in isolation. I mean, high-end 2-channel audio is the only discipline I'm aware of where late 50s, early 60s isolated bench measurements are treated as gospel. I mean, microwave engineering doesn't do that. Aerospace doesn't do that. SpaceX doesn't do that. Nobody does that.
Right.
Except crusty curmudgeons in the high-end 2-channel audio world. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and that's why they think, anyway.
I got you. Okay, so it looks like somebody spotted your overseas, man. Roy's a watch guy, clearly.
I love anything engineered well.
Yeah.
And it has to have style as well. That's why my gear looks the way it does.
Absolutely, man. Okay, go through the moto list. He wants to know your 8 bikes.
I got a Harley Road Glide Fast Johnny with Olin suspension and a 131 engine. I got a Harley CVO ST, which is my favorite bike. That's got a 121. The only thing I changed, I put Stylema calipers on the front so I'd have more control, trail braking into the turn. I shift my weight off of the seat and ride it like a Ducati. And then I got a Ducati Multistrada V4 Pikes Peak. I've got a Street Fighter V2 with the full acro titanium exhaust, Stylema calipers, some Duca bike parts to make it look bitchin'. I put full Olin suspension front and rear. I got my favorite Ducati for the road is my Diavel 1260S. It's got the full Termi race exhaust, cat delete, race tune, bunch of parts. It looks bitchin'.
Yeah.
MV Augusto Brutale 800 RC. That's a beautiful bike. And for that one, I customized it with CNC racing parts. And that bike is just gorgeous. I got a Brutale 1000 RR also with CNC parts on it. That's 208 horsepower, 405 pounds. That bike, dude. There's not many times I want to ride it.
I just got a vision of Wile E. Coyote sitting on a rocket.
Well, like remember when we did Sharahala?
Yeah, that was
so
the best.
On that bike. I mean, there's not a turn you can't go through at 90 to 100.
Yeah,
and there's not a straight you can't hit $140, $150 on.
Yeah,
and when you're on it, it's not fun until you commit a felony.
Yeah.
Whereas the Ducati is fun when you're not, the Harleys are fun without committing a felony.
Yeah.
But if you shift your weight around right, like a European sport bike, you can still commit the felonies.
Right. Yeah.
So they're road bikes, and the Italian bikes are track bikes, and if they require that you push that hard because that's the way they were engineered, and the fun is near the edge of the engineering. Same thing with stereos. They're just not fun on road unless you're doing stupid shit. And you know, the ticket would be insane.
Yeah, totally. And they're pissed when they get you. They're angry.
Dude, they let me go 5 times last year in Tennessee. They look at my license plate. They're like, "Aren't you too old for this?" I don't know what got into me, sir. And they let me go.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. They're like, "Fuck it." Thoughts on the Cord, Dave? Great DAC, you know. I think the playback designs is better. I've sold people out of the Cord, Dave, with M scaler, and I think it's a little bit on the analytical side, from what I've heard and from what my customers give me in the feedback. But I think it's a great DAC. A lot of people like it. I don't know if you have an opinion on it or not, but
it's my job to make all dogs hunt.
Yeah, that's right.
I try to remain agnostic.
There you go. Good for you. Okay, I'll have the opinion. I'll give you the opinions. Triumph Rocket 3. Triumph Rocket 3 is my ride. Is that big ass? That big?
Those are fun, and they're very different.
It's like
it's like a bike,
right?
train.
Yeah. It
looks especially like you get the one where you're up over the handlebars.
Yeah.
I rode one.
It's a V6, right?
No, it's a straight 3.
Oh,
and it's
my God. Those cylinders must be.
It's like 170 foot-pounds of torque.
Whoa.
I mean, I want one just because it'd be so much different to ride than the physics are different.
Yeah. It's a muscle bike, dude.
Yeah. Well, no way. You could handle the hell out of it. It'd be like my Diablo.
Wow.
Not quite as quick handling, but
sure. Yeah. What a beast.
Yeah, it'd be badass.
Just pick up a pair of Klipsch Cornwall 4s tonight. Super excited, in my price range. Haha. There you go, Willow.
I love horns.
Awesome. Sweet. Nice. High res killer bike. New gen or old gen? What's high res?
Gen what?
Hires. Nice hires. High res. What's he talking about?
I don't know.
One of your bikes. Killer bike. Is one of your what are you talking about? Which one, Andrew? New gen or old gen? Killer bike.
New gen or old gen Harley? The new gens are significantly better with the inverted forks and the radial calipers and and the tuning tweaks that they've done from King of the Baggers. It's the most amazing bike. I mean, it has electronic controls. You don't feel them.
Best hair and audio. Analog. I don't know, dude. My hair is fucking getting wild, dude. It's getting out of control.
You have hair.
I got a fro.
We have hair. Yeah. Black guys our age don't have hair.
That's true. Yeah. Swifty, older 2300 touring. Oh, okay. So he was talking. Oh, high res audio Costa. Okay, Okay, he's talking about the Triumph. See, Andrew has a Triumph too. He's got a Tiger.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, those are fun.
Yeah.
Lighter.
Yeah. And adventure bike. Yeah. Hey, Tri Pacific Northwest. Rev calling in from Seattle. Man, welcome, brother. Okay, Denmark. What's up, man? What's up from Denmark? Hey, man. How are you? Welcome. Oh, shit. Ted Danson. Cheers, my friend. Petey the Staffy dog. Nice Vacheron Generation 2 overseas chronograph. Look at that. Damn, that fucker's got a good eye. Yeah. Excuse my language.
Yeah. It's got the Frederick Piguet movement.
Yeah, there you go.
They're thinner. The Gen 3s are thicker.
Oh, okay.
But they have an in-house movement.
It's beautiful. Yeah. I'm looking at a Parmigiani, dude.
Parmesan?
The Parmigiani Fleurier.
Yeah.
Might be my next watch.
Nice.
Yeah, Parmesan.
I'm not buying any more watches for a while.
I know. I'm right on the edge. I need like two more, and then I'm fine. Corvette ZR1 will smoke a Ferrari. Well, guess who's got a ZR1?
I own both.
He owns both.
I have a C7 ZR1, and yes, it's faster on the track. It's has to be hyper stable to get they advertise it as 755 horsepower. The General always does this. When I dynoed it, it was 755 at the rear wheels, which means it's north of 800 horsepower.
Yeah, what a beast.
And to make the car hook up, you got to have slight toe in on the front tires and more toe in on the back.
Mm-hmm.
The Ferrari is much more fun on a mountain road.
Yep. Okay.
Whereas the C7 ZR1 is like a street legal Le Mans car.
Yeah, right.
And it's so fucking fast.
Yeah.
It's got variable suspension. You can set it in Cadillac mode. It would be the car I'd want to drive cross country.
Yeah.
And it's like the Macintosh electronics. It's not going to break.
Right. Yeah.
The Ferrari feels more high strung because it is more high strung.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
You would love the Ferrari.
And what's your the other one? You're talking about the 458, right? When you speak of the Ferrari, you're speaking of your
458 Spider.
Yeah, and what's your FF or your
the GTC4 Lusso.
Yeah, he's got 2 Ferraris.
I bought that
and
thing
the ZR1.
And I was thinking that would be a good daily for or Tennessee, being a bougie California guy like I once was. And I got there and they have these
Newport guy
potholes everywhere, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work.
No.
Those
So
rims
I
are
mean,
expensive.
that's the kind of car I would drive out here and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, right.
I take it on road trips, but
and
it is a car you could daily. It lifts up in the front and the back in case you don't scrape
it up. It's cool. It's different.
It's totally the prettiest post IPO Ferrari in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they've gotten real busy now.
One of my faves, which is the 599.
Okay,
the 599 became the FF. The 599 went to 612 Scaglietti, and then the FF.
I like the FF.
Yeah.
That was designed by Pininfarina, handling dynamics influenced by Schumacher. It's like the 458, really fast, quick steering, twitchy, bitching.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, Ted, what is special about your fuses? Can you replace a 250 volt 2.5 amp fuse with a 250 volt 3.15 amp safely?
You mean, can you go up in fuse value?
Fuse value.
Probably. Our fuses are a hair trigger. They're always going to save your component. But if you have tube gear that has massive rush on startup, you can go up a size.
Okay.
And you're still going to blow when you need to blow.
Got it. Okay.
We've never had a fuse not fail and a component fail. So.
And what's special about the fuses?
We use it's a meta compound. We call it UEF, Uniform Energy Field, but it's a meta compound that reacts to the electromagnetic field around the fuse, and it changes its blast radius in the circuit. That's why a fuse makes a difference. It's a huge EM field within the circuit, and the way fuses are made, they create a nasty kind of a vibration along with the AC. It's not just strictly 60 cycle. So this changes it, and it changes the way that field is interacting with what eventually becomes the signal field. So, and we change the metamaterial every 2 years as we learn more about the material, more about the science of the material, and we come up with a better fuse. And it's about every 2 years because we're constantly working with metamaterials and cable shields, power cords in the circuits of our line conditioners, ground conditioners, servers, Ethernet switches, routers. And because we use a constant thread or a metamaterial in every product we make, including acoustic, it ties everything in together.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. Ted, what? Oh, no, we got, hey, Mikey and TWD3.
How do these guys know so much about
I have no idea.
Audio acoustic engineering. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, Scotty?
Yeah. Okay. Mikey has good hair. Right on, Petey boy.
Yes, he has hair.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend, says Nick Sardone from Brooklyn, from Bensonhoist. All right, Davey, what's up? Mikey and the tribe. What's up, David? Getting in touch from Fort Worth. What do you got? Sapporo. He's got the Sapporo non-alcoholic.
Yeah, he got me on the wagon, this son of a gun.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah. You're hanging in there. Still have the old T1 power cables.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Tesla
T1.
Wow, cool.
That came out in
90.
No, when I got back from sailing, it saved the company. I left. I came back. Payables outweighed receivables 11-1. I came out with the Tesla series, and we would have gone bankrupt if it wasn't for the Tesla series. So very successful cable loom. Yeah.
Congrats, dude.
Before we branched out into all these other things.
Yeah. Awesome. Everything is a field. Yeah, including humans. Everyone should know this by now, especially guys that really think actual ones and zeros flow down a wire from one side to the other. Totally, bro. We make jokes about this all the time. What do you think? You like unplug the wire and fucking ones and zeros spill out?
Everything is a waveform. Everything is vibration. Nothing in the universe exists in isolation from anything else. No way,
man. It's all connected.
Let alone an overlapping electromagnetic field, which is the system.
Yeah, right.
Hundreds of fields.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
And everything. Everywhere. And even
plants,
like
humans.
The rack is affecting the boundary layer around the cables and everything. Everything makes a difference.
Yeah.
Which you can clearly hear if you listen.
Yep. Yeah, it's true. Oh, measurements matter in airplanes, but people in hi-fi seem to go too hard on measurements. Everyone hears differently. In airplanes, either you land or you don't.
It's not just pass or fail. The system works. It passes the signal.
Right.
That's not the ceiling. That's the floor.
Yes, right.
You and I deal with what happens above the floor.
Yeah, exactly. Greetings to Mike and Ted from Freudland in Los Angeles. Okay,
Freudland.
Yeah, he's because it's David Freud. Oh, so he's saying he's coming from he's in Woodland Hills.
Yeah,
Woodland Hills. Yeah. Is Ted wearing a Vacheron overseas? Look at everybody's picking up on the watch, man. Nobody said nothing about my damn Breguet. I get no love, dude. Look at that. You're overshadowing me.
It's the last three letters.
Yeah, gay. That's why I own it, baby. Yeah.
I don't even think about what watch. Anyway.
Yeah, it's all good, man. They're picking up on it. Good evening, tribe. Drago checking in from Evanston, Illinois. All right, man. Our local IP attorney. Yes, thanks. Those Moto America baggers are insane. They have to replace the engines about every 1 or 2 races. Crazy level of parts in those. I'm not a cruiser guy, but they're serious builds.
You don't have to just cruise on a Harley.
No, you can.
I pass squids on Gixxers all the time in the twisties.
Yeah. I'm laughing at the way he's riding, dude. He's riding it like I can't believe it.
Like
I'm
Moto
like,
America,
dude.
Yeah, I mean, hanging off that thing.
Oh yeah, scraping, sparks flying.
Yeah,
and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great. I'm amazed that those bikes can hang on to the road the way they do.
They're so stable. I think it's a superior platform. I mean, they're within a second or two now of Superbike lap times. And
isn't that crazy?
I think they're going to surpass that. I think it's a more stable platform. I mean, F1 cars used to be go-karts with disc brakes and suspension.
Right.
And then they got bigger, heavier, more complex, and a lot faster.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what the bagger is.
Interesting. Yeah. That's
cool. And they're 600 pounds. They're not allowed to be lighter than that, 600 and change. And they're within 2 seconds.
That's crazy.
Of Superbike.
Yeah.
So
Doc says, I am using Synergistic Tranquility Pod UD.
Tranquility Pod's amazing.
Yeah.
I hope we got a few of them. It can helps control the EM.
I know we got the Orgasmatron, bro. I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, you're gonna love the Orgasmatron with attachments.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
C7ZR1. I meant C8ZR1. What the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, those are
talking
cool.
about one that looks better.
Well, they're different too. It's a front mid engine versus rear mid engine. I really like front mid engine.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I like the
you can brake later into the turn. You do that in like a 458, you're gonna swap ends.
Yeah.
You drive it differently.
Yeah.
It's all about how long you can stay WOT, wide open throttle.
Right. Yeah.
Maximum braking to the apex and then get it wide open throttle again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, the C7ZR1, I mean, a C8ZR1, I would take that over GT3 RS all day, every day, forever.
Yeah.
If I wanted to win with my current skill level.
Mm-hmm.
What a pro driver can do on a closed circuit on the Nürburgring has nothing to do with what humans like us can do.
Right. Yeah.
And you get real advantage with the power and the braking.
Got you.
Yeah.
Sweet. Man who doesn't love when TD is on the show. Big fan. Can I visit the factory in Los Angeles? I'm in San Diego.
Of course.
Yep.
Yeah, of course. If I'm there, I'll demo the system for you, let you hear things, turn things on and off, take things in and out of the room, quantify what you're hearing, and show you how different synergistic products overlap in the 6 pillars of synergy. It's
there you go, man.
Clear to hear.
There's your answer. Does Ted mess with headphones?
Yes. In fact, I'm doing the HeadFi show in New York City next month. and I'm adapting my technology over to the head-fi space. It's an interesting market. I enjoy listening to headphones, especially after a gummy. And I've got some things coming out that no one has ever done in the headphone space that like shakes your body, and then you hear this huge holographic sound stage.
Mm-hmm.
And you actually experience the bass in your body the way you do with a really great stereo.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unbelievable.
Is that working in the field?
I don't want to get into it, but when we do it, there'll be a line all day, every day
Sweet,
to
cool.
sit in that special chair. Yeah.
Guess who's gonna sell it?
It's no, headphones awesome.
Yeah, cool.
It's growing 15.
I don't have any headphones.
15% a year right now.
Yeah, I know, it's huge.
The growth is huge, and the market itself is not very sophisticated. The competitors that I'll have are, it's low hanging fruit the way I see it.
Yeah. Killer.
We have performance. It's just unbelievable.
Okay, using the pod under my integrated tube amp, amazing improvement in sound.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. The more things you put it on, the better. And then if you ground it to a ground block, it drops the noise floor even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, anybody that's watching right now, if you want Synergistic in your tribe member and you want Synergistic, I'm your guy. Come to me. Realize, you don't have to go anywhere else. And okay, power.
Who doesn't like that?
Who doesn't like that? Yeah. Difference between PowerCell 8 and PowerCell 12.
Okay, the new PowerCell 8. I assume you're talking about the new one. We engineered something called a PowerCell SRX, and I took my electromagnetic cell technology and scaled it up as much as we possibly could. We didn't care what the end product would cost. We wanted to see how far we could push or scale the technology. And we created significantly more dense electromagnetic cells with significantly more electromagnetic cells and significantly larger electromagnetic cells. We worked ELF, ULF biasing into 2 differential channels to control the field around the AC. We increased the ground plane potential to pull noise out of the system through inductive coupling to ground. And that product comes in at $65K. It's got, I don't know how many 100 feet of pure silver wire, but it's thousands of dollars my cost just for the wire. The machining of the chassis is thousands of dollars, and there's a week worth of labor. So the amount of product that the men who build that could build in a week and bill would be a mountain like this compared to what we get paid for one PowerCell SRX. But the benefit of the PowerCell SRX, the way it's being monetized by the company and the way the technology is benefiting the most number of people, is through the PowerCell 8 SX. It's a scaled down cell, but it has the same density, the same multi-channel ELF, ULF biasing, and the same ground plane technology that we would never have come up with had we not developed the PowerCell SRX. And we actually brought that product to market first because the amount of money I had to spend to have all of the parts machined was astronomical. So we had the technology. We needed a new 8. It actually went into the 8 first. Then the 8 SRX came out. And then the PowerCell 12 SX came out. So the PowerCell 8 SX, I would compare to the most expensive line conditioner from my top 3 competitors, the ones that are considered to be serious players that do the top 3, do the most amount of billable products in that space. So the PowerCell 8 SX is better than anything my top 3 competitors makes, in my opinion, and in listening tests that we've done. And then when we went to the 12, we actually pulled 3 of the big scale cells from the SRX and gave one for hot, neutral, and ground. And that's what's in the PowerCell 12 SX. And that is significantly better than the 8SX. But actually at home right now, I have an 8SX and the system sounds reference level. It's amazing. Would it be better with the 12SX? Yes. But the 8SX is amazing. So
cool. There you have it. I toured the Sapporo factory last time I was in Japan. So much free beer. That might not be a good thing. That might not be a good thing. Hi, Ted. Can black box carbon be used with a conventionally treated room?
Yeah, that's the best.
RPG and ASC products? And if so, how many are necessary?
Well, 2 will be better than 1 and 3 will be better than 2. What you do is you drop it into, first of all, the best acoustic environments that I've ever tuned use a combination of traditional absorption with UEF and sympathetic resonance, which is what we do. If you just have one, you'll drop it between the 2 speakers if you've got a spot about a foot or 2 off the back wall or somewhere in between the 2 speakers in front of the rack if you can't put it behind the rack, but you can put it behind the rack. Then if you put another one to your side, it balances out the pressure more, and what you hear is a bigger sound stage because the pressure, you're not having one part of the room pushing back on the other. Then if you drop a third, and now you're sitting in a triangle, like here's your 2 speakers, here's one black box, here's another black box to the side of your listening chair, and another one back in the corner behind. Now you've balanced out the room extremely well, and you can run even more, but 3 creates the trifecta, and it's a significant effect, even if you have bass traps, because I have extensive traditional room treatment in my reference system at the factory, and when I take the Vibratron or the black boxes out, it collapses. And if I took out the traditional room treatments, it also wouldn't sound as good. So one doesn't replace the other. Although if you can't turn your living room into an experiment, you can run what we build, Vibratrons, black box, some HFTs, and get dramatically better effects than not having it. But also having some traditional room treatment is the absolute best option.
Sweet. That's what we'll be trying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Miguelito, your wrists are covered. We can't see your BA. Because it's down low.
He misspelled the last part.
BREGUET? No, he didn't.
No, the E doesn't the E, U and the E make A, and the T
is GAY. He wants you to do it. There it is, right there, man.
Beautiful watch.
Yeah, it's a titanium. What is it called? Big date.
It has a better tone than most titanium watches, though.
Yeah,
it's not nice. So gray. It's very beautiful.
There's the movement. See if I can see the movement a little bit. Hard to see the movement, but
look at that movement.
Anyways, look at the movement.
Yeah.
Anyways, did Ted and his family? Oh yeah, Did Ted and his family lose power at their home during Nashville's recent power outage?
For 12 days. The first night when the power went out, I woke up in the morning, I realized the power was out. And then that night I had, my van wouldn't start. It was so cold, and that's my backup plan.
Wow. Wouldn't even start?
Wouldn't start.
Wow.
And so I had to go into my cyber truck, and I'm calculating the burn rate on the battery to when I run out. And I wanted to go stay in a hotel. When I left my house, there was a huge I live on the end of a cul-de-sac. There was a huge tree down. I couldn't get through, and there were live power lines. And then the second night, I had to get out because the next day I had to fly to my factory in SoCal. So I went out with my chainsaw and I cut some stuff through the tree. I posted it on Facebook and drove through. And it was a nightmare. And it didn't come back on for 12 days, but I was in California. So
thank God, dude.
And it was 80 degrees in California and like 14 degrees
ripping
in Nashville.
The 458, yeah.
Yeah, and I was ripping the Rari. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Nice. I don't even know what he's showing us there. It's a meme. Can you even see what that's? An alien or a windshield? I don't even know what that is. Okay. Andrew says, sorry, Ted, beggars are not a superior race platform.
That's a fine opinion, but they are now within 1.5 to 2 seconds.
But 2 seconds could be like a long
They used to be
time
10, 15 seconds.
Oh, really?
They're scaling so fast.
Yeah.
The super bikes aren't scaling at that rate.
Right.
So if the rate of improvement continues on baggers, they'll have parity soon.
Yeah.
And they're much more stable. But anyway.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Synergistic research, please let our audience, please let
every
our audience
year
know about your monthly specials. Those seem to be where the deals are.
Every year every month we have a factory sponsored special where we pass it on to the dealers. So
that means me, Patrick. So call me up this time, brother.
And they change every month. And then at the end of the year at Christmas, we run I mean, we sold over $1 million worth of products in December.
Yeah, that's killer.
I mean, we'd never had the specials hit so hard. And last year was our best year in 33.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but every month we have something on special. So
yeah. So just ask me, Patrick, and I'll get you whatever you see that's posted on the site. It's clear here. Patrick's local. He got some Fisher & Fisher. Some Nat audio tube amps. Aloha, Mikey, Ted, Tribe, Big Island checking in.
Hawaii.
What's up, brother?
The Big Island. Yeah.
The Big Island, man. Good evening, Mikey, Ted, and Tribe. Ziggy looking at the Indian Chief Retro. Zig rides a Harley in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm not so sure how much longer Polaris is going to keep building Indians.
Yeah,
we'll see.
They're the new company.
Polaris doesn't own them anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No. Polaris
was Victory though, not.
Yeah, and then they rebranded Victory.
No, they stayed separate. They stayed.
No, but it was similar technology.
Okay.
And then they dropped Victory, and they just made Indian.
So they bought Victory,
and now they sold Indian
to who?
I don't know.
The Indians
might be. I mean, that's who bought KTM.
Yeah,
that's who bought KTM.
Yeah,
I don't know who bought it.
KTM's been bought. Are they saved?
No, they got bought by the Indians.
Receivership.
Dots, not feathers.
Oh boy. Right. Yeah. Funny, not queer. Mikey, weren't you going to sell that headphone amp? I am, but I have to wait for Ange to let me know when they're in. She said they're coming in March or something like that.
You got a headphone amp coming in?
I tried the 300B headphone amp, and it's pretty killer. It was an Italian 300B, and Angie brings it in from Canada.
Nice.
Nice. But I don't know what my freaking import duties are going to be from Canada. I know what they are from Italy, but anyway, so we'll see. I put it on. I listen. I'm not really a headphone guy, but I listened to it. I was like, this is badass. Like I like this. He said mid front engine, rear mid engine. He's obviously a genius. Front mid engine for a C7
is a front mid engine. It's behind the front
C7 is
axle.
a front mid. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I deal with these guys all the time. Low agency.
Like we're talking, I know.
Low agency always thinks they're brilliant.
Yeah, exactly.
Next.
Oh my God, hilarious. Ted, what do you hear or feel when you listen to Fisher & Fisher's slate in terms of the Stone and field-related aspects of the system sound?
It's got a lot of energy, a lot of tonal color, very dense, a lot of power. Has the potential to throw it's throwing a massive sound stage, and I'm excited to work with that platform tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's gonna be cool.
I mean, yeah, I'm a tuner, like AMG or yeah. So yeah, it'll be fun.
You ready to get your hands on it? He's ready to get his hands on it, man, and go to town.
That's it.
See what we got.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Expona, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ted sells snake oil. Sorry, but he does. The best snake oil in town, dude.
With a 30-day money-back guarantee for 33 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And but somehow I didn't go into TV evangelism.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
Jesus,
funny.
If I could convince people to buy something that doesn't work with a no-risk money-back guarantee, I would have started a religion.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Yeah,
and made a lot more money.
Yep.
And I make great money as it is. Anyway,
yes. I'm wondering what, if anything, you would want to tweak in the Sonic with one of your products, say top thing. What are you talking about? In my rig, Jared? Like, what would you want to tweak in the Sonic? Is that what you're wondering? Clarify, please.
I think what he means is in the Sonic space of your system, what one thing would you want to tweak most? Was he talking to you or me?
I think he's talking to Ted. Are you talking to Ted? Clarify for us, Jared. Give us some. This is Jared, our boy, dude, from Chicago.
Oh yeah,
the Wonderkin.
Oh yeah. The system is so good to begin with. I can't imagine what it's going to sound like when we get done with it.
No, I'm stoked.
To be honest,
yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I have an idea where it's going to go, but I'm not going to say anything until we do that.
Until we do
tomorrow.
It. Sure. Yeah. Hey guys, what's Ted's thoughts on power regenerators from PS Audio? Good and the bad.
Well, I'm not going to talk about PS Audio, but I will talk about regenerators. And what a regenerator is a single frequency solid state amplifier. It puts out 60 cycles at 120 volts, as if the magic to good energy is a specific voltage.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So what it does is it creates signal is not electrons running down a wire. It's not voltage. It's not Ohm's law. That's a simplified model that you use to build a predictable, stable circuit, but it only asserts pass fail. It doesn't assert quality. So having a solid state amp built to a price point is going to impart the flavor of that solid state amp, the sonic signature of that amp, those transistors, that power supply, to every other circuit in your system. I don't work it that way. It's not about hitting a target voltage exactly or anything like that. It's about getting rid of high frequency noise, which attaches itself to the electromagnetic field of the AC and works its way to your drivers, which you hear as compression in the sound stage. That's why my stuff throws huge sound stages. I get rid of all that. And it typically attaches artifacts to the high frequencies. So I changed the field, the shape of the field of the AC going through. It doesn't have all this crap writing on it, from transistors generating a specific voltage at a rated current. And there's no current limit on demand. The more current you pull through an electromagnetic cell, the more efficient it becomes. So I think that if anyone wants a regenerator, there's a company in Europe that makes a huge one with a battery bank, and you listen to the batteries and the regenerator charges the batteries, kind of gives more current when the batteries can't deliver. I would just get a PS Audio and a Tesla Powerwall if I wanted to go that route.
Sure.
But I wouldn't go that route. I mean, if that were the route to go, that's an easy route. I would have done that a long time. I didn't go into power. I started the high-end power cord industry in 1994 with the original AC Master coupler. And I had dealers and distributors just begging me to come out with a line conditioner, especially after Shinyata came in the market some years later. But all I could really think about were regenerators, and I knew that wasn't the secret. And it wasn't until I went sailing for 3 years that it led to the mentality where I came up with the electromagnetic cell, which I have, patents, not pending patents on them. And I learned about thinking about electricity, not through Ohm's law, but through Maxwell's equations as fields and the Poynting vector. And that is the domain in which I work. And it couples with all the other EM fields of every device plugged into it and the cables, and shapes those fields from the AC, both going into the system and coming out. I think that's much better than just hitting a target voltage and making everything sound like a cheap tube or solid state amp.
Right. Yeah. Makes sense to me.
I mean, if you have a turntable which is clocking off the voltage and the 60 hertz, but that's a really crude turntable.
Mm-hmm.
So,
sure.
Yeah.
Could you please explain how FEQ carbon works?
Yeah, it's an ELF, ULF generator, extreme low frequency, ultra low frequency generator. And again, I talk about signal being fields. Every cable in your system, every interconnect, every speaker cable, every Ethernet cable, every USB cable, every power cable, everything, every cable in the system has a field around it. And those fields interact and change one another. The furniture, the racks, the floor, everything interacts with that field and changes the way you perceive the sound. And one of the big things that affects those fields is ambient RF. It's why our system, Steve, calm down. It's why our systems sound better midnight than midday, because the RF environment has calmed down. The Earth's turned away from the sun. You're not getting blasted with all the RF off the sun. Humans are sleeping. We're not pumping as much RF into them. And so there's less RF attaching itself to the grid and working its way into your system. What the FEQ carbon does, it has over 1 trillion broadcast potentials. We've narrowed it down to red pill, blue pill. Red pill changes the ambient RF environment around the system, which again, interacting with all the cables and everything else. Red lends itself, it creates more space, more air, more liquidity. And with a large scale recording, that sounds right. Everything locks in and you get stuff, sound staging and imaging all over the place. Most recordings, though, aren't mastered that way. And the blue channel, the blue pill, is better, is more dense. It's more centrally focused. It doesn't have as much air out into infinity, but it makes the system significantly more holographic than without it. And it's just creating two distinct ambient RF fields in the room that is biasing all the fields around the boxes and the cables and the power cords and everything else. And that's how it works. And we have a product coming out, which I guess we'll talk about later, where it's not red pill, blue pill. It's controlled by AI. It looks at the metadata of the track you're listening to, and out of over 1 trillion possibilities, it fine tunes a setting specific to that track. Then you can talk to the AI on a handheld device, on an iOS device or an Android device, and say, hey, I really like the way it sounds, but could you move the soundstage back a little bit? Boom, the soundstage moves back a little bit. I really like this, but her voice is a little sibilant. Can you knock down the sibilance? Bang, it's gone. I need the bass tighter. Boom, the bass gets tighter. If you're listening to like Kruder and Dorfmeister or a lot of music, being a guy that used to go to clubs in the 90s that I like, it will change the setting and you hear stuff like all over, all around, everywhere, moving, panning effects from 2-channel just by changing the ambient RF environment, which completely once this product gets out, once we're talking to some very large companies that everyone's heard of that, sell billions of dollars worth of stuff. This could be a licensing. This could be a, a platform, a licensed platform that gets built into circuits, because if you can affect these changes by changing the field that the cables live in and the components, it also works inside the circuits or the fields inside the box. It's even more granular that way. So once this product, once this tech proliferates, we have over 12 patents pending on it right now. And I've got a few more I want to file for once we have our patent fortress. Once this hits the market, it puts to bed the idea that cables can't make a difference, because that's the only thing that a field generator outside of the system
can affect.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a settled science. It's Maxwell's equations and pointing vector, but you got these curmudgeons that want to base everything on late 1950s and early 1960s isolated bench measurements, which, it's a shortcut. It's a way to teach freshmen engineering so that guys can go out and build circuits that are stable.
Right. Yeah.
But it doesn't assert quality. It just asserts pass fail.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. It draws the floor. It doesn't define the ceiling.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Very interesting. Beautiful watch. Thanks. You bet, Jamie. My very first cable purchase was Synergistic Research. I'm still trying to complete the loom. Well, hey, call me up, man. UFD materials. How do you confirm the improvement is real? RF EMI suppression and not just spectral or temporal shifts from the material itself.
What? But basically, if you put X, Y, or Z in the system and it gets significantly better,
it worked.
Yeah, basically, I would think.
Yeah. Right.
I would think.
Yeah, and
well, no, what he wants me to do is prove it through an isolated bench measurement.
Right.
Whereas what we do lives in the field of the system.
Yeah, yeah. And in the field of the
I build products for people who listen.
Yeah.
Not for guys who are obsessed with spreadsheets and reliving high school physics.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm in grad level beyond.
Yeah. Nick is just interested in this shit because I know Nick does DIY projects and he works.
Well, we make stuff you can employ with DIY. I mean, you have carbon tuning discs.
Oh, okay.
Are inexpensive in the realm of high-end 2-channel audio, and you can apply them on circuits and voice your circuit, not by putting something in the circuit from or signal path from the perspective of Ohm's law, but actually through changing the boundary layer in the circuit and how it reacts to the EM fields it's creating. You can shape those fields inside a circuit. So that would work out perfect for you, Nick.
Yeah. Cool. I have the older tungsten element power cables and power cell 6 in a full loom, but I would love to upgrade to newer all-in-one power supplies without wall warts. However, it is too cost prohibitive.
They've gotten a lot better, but that was a very good cable. And that was one of our first actively shielded power cords. Yeah.
Huh. That's great.
Before we built everything into the cable itself without the need for all this friggin' MPCs.
Yeah.
They were a pain.
All right. Ted, how important is star grounding? Can you talk a bit about grounding?
Well, all of my, yeah. So I was the first one to come out with an active ground filter, and then other companies followed suit, and certain magazines then proclaimed that product to be the first of its kind in the marketplace, even though Valen had been reviewing my power or ground conditioners for a decade at that point. And they all employ star grounding. Most of my competitors only give you 4 to 6 ground points. We have over 80 in our big Galileo ground block, and we use them all in complicated systems. So I'm one, and so yeah, star grounding is a good thing. But I'm wondering, like, what 4 or 6 things would you need to ground and then ground nothing else? I mean, I find grounding we have a metal frame around my listening room in my factory. Mm-hmm. When you ground that to the active ground block, the noise floor in the system drops amazingly.
Wow.
There's a lot more ease in the sound
like a Faraday
flow.
Shield. Yeah.
It becomes like a Faraday shield.
Yeah.
And it's tied in electromagnetically then to the system, so they're not singing out of tune, because they are talking to each other electromagnetically, and so they're on the same page. But yeah, most companies, they give you 4 to 6 options, and if you want to scale it, you're going to spend over $100,000 doing what we do.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll be playing with that, won't we?
I believe so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
sweet. Definitely going to be incorporating synergistic research products into the time machine. Need help determining which ones? No problem, brother.
What's the time machine?
The time machine is a step van that he has converted into a hi-fi audio system. And it's got speakers, dude, that come out on arms that come out, and it's flat to 20 hertz and below. But I mean, it's truly flat.
So it's subterranean bass.
Yes. Yeah. Like,
does the whole thing vibrate like crazy, or does he got it buttoned down?
I don't know if arms come out like the fucking.
No. I mean, do you hear the thing freaking vibrating with the?
No, he's damped it all up. Wow. You know, he spent a lot of time and energy on it.
You smoke a lot of pot.
All right. You smoke a lot of weed.
That's pretty cool, dude.
Audio Costa.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Cool. I told him to drive it to the show. I'm like, you need to bring that to Capital Audio Fest, dude. People can put it out in the parking lot.
They would love it.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on? So anyway, Costa, when you want that stuff, just holler, man. I'll help you figure out what's going to go in there. Not a
Strom tank. It's like a PS Audio with a Tesla wall.
Oh yeah. What are your thoughts on battery powered purifiers like Strom tank? What it's like a what? Tesla wall?
It's a solid state amp driving a fixed voltage at a fixed frequency. In this case, 120 at 60 cycles.
Okay.
With some lithium ion, or I don't know the chemical composition,
right? But
it's got a battery bank.
Yeah. So I had a customer that did the Tesla wall and then tried running everything off the Tesla wall, and he said it sounded horrible.
Correct.
He didn't like it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I thought about
grid power.
I thought about a UPS with before I had the idea for something actually novel. That was something I thought about in early Y2K. But again, I don't want to make my system sound like a transistor amp. Right. Okay. So you're going to have like $80,000 transistor monoblocks, and you're going to plug them into a cheap transistor amp.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't have, they always squash dynamics on demand.
Sure. Yeah.
Again, wave shaping is the way to go, not like focusing on some isolated noise metric and on a bench.
Yeah.
If you really want to know what a line conditioner is doing, you got to measure the noise in the system as a whole with everything plugged into everything else, and actually measure the device in the context of the system.
Sure. Yeah.
No one does that. But I mean, they do it in any other legitimate field.
Right. Yeah.
Just not in audio.
Right. Of course not.
It's like the 1950s.
Oh man. Oh shit. Yeah. All right. Ted's funny as shit. You know it, man. Why do you think I hang out with him, man? And he rides bikes and he likes guns and watches. Bajaj, yeah.
Yes,
India
they did.
bought
Yes,
the
they
Pure
did.
group.
Yeah,
KTM, Husqvarna, and Gas.
Yeah.
They already had 40% of KTM group stock for a good year.
And my favorite company, MV Agusta, went back to the Italians, and they got a brand new factory out of it.
That's great, man.
Yeah,
I love MV too.
Yeah, I do too.
I had a Husqvarna 510 Supermoto, and the engine, it was back.
But that's when it was in the Scandinavian.
No, it was made by MV at the time. It was an Italian Husqvarna. Yeah, it had an MV Augusta sticker.
How do you say Husqvarna? You got a way of saying
Husqvarna.
No, you have another way.
Husqvarna.
That's it.
Husqvarna. Yeah. Products to enhance the headphone experience would be cool. The listening experience is capped under conventional physics.
Yeah, we're not doing anything unconventional. We're just exploring physics that everyone else ignores. In the backwater of audio, not in any other field. Yeah. And yeah, when I listen to headphones, I have this huge sound stage. It's not, and I go to whatever's considered a high-end headphone cable, or like they like certain line conditioners, which I will not mention. But when I go to HeadFi, I'm gonna have 3 identical racks, 3 identical sets of components, identical headphones. One will have what is considered a good headphone cable by what a lot of guys in the headphone space think is a good line conditioner. Same amp, same DAC. We're using what is that DAC that everybody thinks is so great?
Mala?
No, the Bencher. It starts with a B.
Not Berkeley or Benchmark?
Benchmark.
No, people don't like it, dude. I think people think it sucks.
No.
It was popular at one point.
Anyway, we're going to have 3 identical. Yeah, but you should hear the system. We're going to have 3 identical Benchmark DACs.
Oh, yeah, it's a good one.
And we're running 3 identical Macintosh headphone amps.
Okay.
And 3 identical oh God, what the hell are those planar speakers? Headphones. Odysseys. Yeah. And then, so it'll be what everyone thinks is good, and then it'll be a better entry-level synergistic stack where we apply our tech to the same components, and a best SR stack. And you can just change the headphones and listen, and it's night and day difference. Cool. And one of my favorite things now is eating a gummy and listening to my headphones.
Really?
Yeah, it's freaking awesome.
What do you listen to? Like
whatever I feel like. Sometimes I listen to sometimes I listen to electronica. Sometimes I listen to old country. Whatever I feel like.
That's cool.
Sometimes I listen to some George Strait or whatever.
There you go, buddy.
Just whatever
you're in Nashville, man. You gotta
That's it. Yeah.
Play the role, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, Ted and Tribe, your show has me now hooked on guitars. What? I'm considering the Fender Strat Player 2 modified HSS with humbucker. I'm learning on a vintage Ibanez Concord acoustic. Cool, man. If you're into guitars, bro, and you want some people to talk to, I've got 3 people I can think of the top of my head in the tribe that are straight guitar aficionados. Like they know everything about guitars and amps. Okay, so here's Jared saying, I mean, in regard to the way the slate feels or sounds. Like if you were gonna
first of all, literally, when you feel it, you don't feel as much vibration as you would think.
Yeah.
It's very dead. Very dead. And again, the system sounded amazing. I'll have a better idea. Oh, and there's no glare edge to it whatsoever.
Right.
Anyway.
Very natural.
Yeah, it is natural. It's neutral. It'll be very interesting to see what happens when we play with it tomorrow.
I'm stoked, dude.
I'm super stoked.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Quite cute freaking dog, Mikey. I know. That's Steve. That's Steve, which is Teddy's dog, man. He's adorable, man. I said he's like a little stuffed animal, man. I
call him Pinocchio. He's a real boy. I expect him to turn human one morning when I wake up. Man. Yeah.
I still have a Synergistic Research power cord that I bought from Chiqui Vasquez in Puerto Rico in the mid 1990s. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, there's a chance I actually built that cable myself.
Oh, epic.
Back in the day when I was sleeping in my first crappy little 1,200 square foot.
Those are collectible, bro.
I don't know anything in our space is collectible.
No, but I know some of the shit. Some of the times people show up shit from me, and I'm like, oh wow.
We sold over 10,000 AC master couplers that started the high-end power cord industry, and they sell for more now used than they did new.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like
Yeah.
$250 when they were brand new.
I've seen the same shit.
And I've seen them for sale for $400 plus.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Which
It
blows my mind.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Hey Ted, can you explain the Vibratron SX and how it interacts with sound?
Yeah, simple. It reacts in a first of all, every surface in your room is vibrating because of the music your speakers are pumping out. So your speaker has enough phase and frequency information to create a perfect, if your speaker placement is right and your room acoustics aren't totally messed up, you have the potential for this huge holographic soundstage, except your walls are vibrating very slowly in response. So the phase information is saying you're in a huge concert hall. Your room's saying, no. You're in an 18 by 25 foot space with 10-foot ceilings. And that's what you hear, or smaller, whatever it is. And it's vibrating slowly and with no phase time alignment to the signal, right? Now you have two omnidirectional acoustic resonators, which are resonating very fast in reaction. That creates minute phase shifts in timing that your brain picks up on psychoacoustics. We have tremendous phase sensitivity as humans. It was necessary when we were hunting for food and trying to avoid being hunted as food. And so we're able to pick this up. This sends something back. Your brain makes sense of the phase time information, tricks you into thinking you're in a much bigger space than you are, because that's the first reflection that comes back in construct with the music. And it's why placement is critical, just like with speakers. And when it's in or when it's out, when it's in, you hear layering and natural sound, and you hear much better high frequency extension without etching, which is what people call brightness, better leading definition on the bass, and much better spatial information. It collapses without it. And that's just because of the way it vibrates. They're like passive omnidirectional drivers being energized by the music field itself.
Super cool. And there's definitely one here. I'll let you know how it goes.
We'll film it and we'll play it.
We'll be
take
recording.
it in and out. You can hear it on YouTube.
Yep.
It's not subtle.
Cool. Ted, what's your opinion on cable metallurgy? Do you like copper, silver, or silver plated? Somehow I don't like silver plated sound.
Even at the foundation SX and foundation XL level, we're using pure silver conductors in an air dielectric. Silver's amazing. I'm currently working with some alloys that I started looking into because of what's happening with the cost of silver. I was wondering, well, can I find something that like performs as well as silver and costs less money? Mm-hmm. Because otherwise it's gonna be like buying lobster on the menu, call for market price.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, no doubt.
So we actually found an alloy that's potentially significantly better than silver. So
that's cool.
We'll see.
Have you played with any of the superconductors? Room temp superconductors?
No, never. Yeah. There's no practical way to do that.
Yeah.
And you think stuff's expensive now.
Right, exactly. Just go NASA level. Okay. If you guys are going to sit that close together, you should wear different glasses.
Yeah. Your glasses don't look
They're different.
Let me see your prescription here. Here, try mine.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with your
These are readers, dude. Holy shit! You're farsighted and I'm nearsighted.
Yeah,
that's funny. Ted, talk about intention-driven audio. I heard it.
Well, intention-driven audio is the new Logiq, L-O-G-I-Q, Logic IQ. It's an AI that we're working on. You play a track, it determines the metadata for the track. The metadata then looks at its training data and comes up with settings for either an FEQ logic or an atmosphere logic, which changes the field around the system which the signal field travels through. And it arrives at a default setting based on its training data. And then while you're listening, you can say, make the soundstage wider, normal language. Boom, soundstage gets wider. Make the soundstage deeper. Boom, it gets deeper. Whatever your intention desires, as long as you can communicate it in normal English, or I think we're going to work in multiple languages, you realize it. So it becomes intention-driven audio. And then also intention-driven audio is paying attention to the 6 known vectors of performance in the system and addressing them with intention rather than either taking them for granted, or just try a bunch of haphazard stuff that was never engineered to work together. We provide a multi-tiered system that enables you to tune and take control of your system so that whatever you have, it will perform dramatically better when you're done. That's intention-driven audio. But it came about because of LogIQ and the ability. We have such granular control of the field now. You can actually talk to an AI. It interprets what you want and can manifest your subjective preference in real time by changing the field that the signal travels through.
Yep. Sweet. That's pretty exciting, man.
It's a big deal.
It's killer. Yeah.
It'll be a platform that we license to major electronic manufacturers.
Sweet. Would positioning of the power cell within the rig be critical?
No, but putting it on a Trank base makes it work a lot better. Putting it on MIG 4.0 or MIG SRX footers makes it a lot better. But putting it on the left, because it, and this gets back to Maxwell, when something's vibrating and you have a conductor which is acting as the waveguide for the electromagnetic field, if it's vibrating, its space relationship is changing to boundary layers. And so that creates phase shifts and compression in the sound stage, harshness, brightness, loss of control on the bass. So what you set the power cell on makes a difference. But whether it's in the left, the right, the top, the bottom shelf, that really doesn't matter. But what you set it on makes a massive difference because it shakes it and that changes boundary layers and that F's up the field.
Fair enough. What do each of you prefer to use for ICs, power cables, and speaker cables in regards to materials and construction, like flat ribbons versus braided designs, silver-plated copper versus copper, shielding, etc.?
Well, we just came out with Galileo Lux, which was intentionally not building to 11 on resolution, but pushing musicality and broad systems compatibility. And so we used laminate ribbon conductors with solid air string conductors and an air dielectric. So it depends what you want to do and what your intentions are during the design stage, because different technologies, different geometries, different conductor patterns or layouts or geometries will create different outcomes. And outcomes, if you're not designing with intention, I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Throwing stuff against the wall and see what happens.
Yeah.
So we designed with intention, and we had a very different intention with the new Galileo Lux loom. I prefer silver to copper dramatically. I do not find it's bright at all.
Yeah.
In fact, copper sounds a little bright. The bass is tubbier. It's not as tight. It's not as controlled. It's spatially compressed. It's slower sounding, and it tends to have glare. It just doesn't have the air. It's lower resolution.
Yeah.
And it's got nothing to do with electron. It just
the glare
changes the shape of the field in some way.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I prefer silver in every situation.
And air dielectrics.
Yep. Yep. Or just low loss dielectrics.
Well,
in some
Teflon's
ways,
the second, but air is by far better.
Sure.
Yeah.
Or puffed,
but
puffed Teflon gel or whatever.
That would be a little worse than air and a little better than
Exactly.
But like the new Galileo Lux, we're using Teflon.
Yeah.
For the laminate.
Sure. Yeah.
Because we wanted what that does sonically when I was, engineering the loom.
Yeah.
And it was just a departure from the evolutionary path we're on with, say, SRX XL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's the same with me. Pure silver, flat ribbons, shield on interconnects only. That's the only place I like shields. That's it. What AI model are you using to manage your system with voice commands? GPU?
Currently we're using a enterprise or industry GPT, but we're building our own sovereign AI using Mixtral and a Python layer. And I want, not just for running logic on, but I want to be able to run pattern synthesis across multiple vectors where the AI is not guardrailed or constrained, but logic first. so I can scale my thoughts and my ideas. We use AI now for product development, and that's a long story too. A lot of AIs, though, once you venture into you get out towards the boundaries of what it wants to, what it's been programmed to talk about versus not. I've had AI shut down. I've had ChatGPT, the $300 a month subscription, shut down on me and had answers degraded for days until my trust score rises up again. There's a lot of things they don't want you thinking. They don't want the cattle becoming their fellow ranchers. I mean, AI can either be a cognitive cage for humans or a cognitive amplifier. What they would like to do is sell AI tools that do certain things, and they don't venture out of those certain things, so they can monetize at every step of the way. But if you have open AIs that adapt to the logic, assuming it's garbage in, garbage out, but if you got high agency operator, and the AI learns how you think, it can scale your ideas, make you aware of things in your frame that you don't know, but relate to what you're thinking about. And then so if you're a guy you're a smart guy and you're looking at things and I can do X, Y, or Z, this would be great in the market, or this would be great for timing markets, or this is what's going to happen geopolitically. That would cause a scaling of human intelligence, where humans are the kernel of the intelligence and the AI is like the calculator, the thing that amplifies your intelligence. So like, let's say I'm working on a product and I plug in all the trade secrets we're going to run and the patents and explain the intention of the product. It can scrape the internet and come up with other technologies that are in other fields that might correspond to what you're doing.
Right.
You can build multiple circuits. They all appear the same. They have different alphanumeric codes. You do double blind listening because you don't know what's in each box when you put it in and out. So you find out how they sound different, which you prefer and why. It's like a small company like Synergistic. It would be like, I want to do something in a field we've never done before, but it relates to audio in some way. It would be like having a team of PhDs on the payroll that understand what you're doing and can scale what you want to do with knowledge you don't have, but in your frame. If AI exists that way and can think logically and come to any pattern logically, human advancement, intellectual advancement will scale exponentially. It'll be like the Age of Enlightenment on steroids times infinity, just insane. Or it's going to be a cognitive prison, and they would like it to be a cognitive prison, but we'll see how things go. I'm always an optimist. You don't get anywhere being pessimistic.
Right.
Yeah. So
eating a gummy is the best way to make your system sound better, and it's cheap.
Yeah, it's also really good when you also have a great system.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Ted. Mikey's, let's talk about those carbon tuning discs. Is it possible even to paint the inside of my components with UEF paint? No,
you want to think of it as UEF, as electromagnetic acupuncture, not carpet saturation bombing. It becomes too much. So you just put a few little UEF discs in there and you'll actually get a much better result than if you were in, because we've tried. I've tried painting entire rooms with similar technology working for acoustics. And again, it has to be mapped. Mm-hmm. And you have to tune it by ear. Doing it, flooding it everywhere doesn't work as well.
Got it. So does the vibration do something? I think he's talking about the Vibratron.
Yeah, it makes the system sound better. We already explained it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mikey, that was not a bad try pronouncing Husqvarna. I can tell I'm Swedish. Husqvarna.
Husqvarna.
Yeah.
I see that cartoon guy with the mustache.
Was it Husker Du or something?
I don't know, man, but it was when we were kids. Yeah.
The Macintosh headphone amps are meh.
No, they're not with what we're doing. That's why we're doing it.
In my opinion, not received well in the headphone space. It may not attract many. I would go with boutique amps or Woo, LTA, Felix, Viva, Deckware, Riviera, etc.
They're not well thought of by a lot of high-end 2-channel audiophiles either. But when they sit down and listen to those 3 identical racks, and the 2 synergistic research racks are among the very best sounding rigs at the show, the fact that we're doing that with Macintosh will draw more attention to what we're doing,
of course,
than if we use something that people automatically assume
already
will
think
sound
is great,
amazing, no matter what you do.
Yeah, it's a great point. So if you get that, you start with something that people are not fired up about, and you turn it into something that they are, then you know exactly why.
Well, you know how we do fuses?
What do you mean? No,
we sell a ton of fuses.
Yeah,
10,000 plus fuses a year. We're able to do the same thing to tubes, and so we're going to be showing those tubes as well at the HeadPhi show.
What, treated tubes?
Treated exactly the way we do
the fuses.
Correct.
Oh, cool.
Unfreaking believable.
Can you do it? Do you have to do that at the manufacturing level?
Yeah,
you do.
I mean, you could send us some tubes.
Yeah,
and we can make them way better.
Oh, okay. But it's not like you have to do it when they're making the tube.
No,
you can apply it to
any I can deal with it. It's a huge electromagnetic. The reason people like tubes, they create a very low frequency vibration in the system, EM field. They don't operate at these very high frequencies like switching, like transistors and the like, right? Mm-hmm. So they have a very smooth flowing, they're a valve.
Yeah, sure.
And so you could put a tube in a digital circuit that is not connected to anything. It's just fired up, and it would change the way that circuit sounds.
That's pretty cool.
By creating a smoothing effect on the electromagnetic fields within the circuit.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Product idea. Similar to that symbol shaped thing you have, Mikey.
It's similar, but that thing, that thing is doing this. And the Vibratron is 365 degree omnidirectional. So they're actually, they're similar in that they provide a vibration feedback
delivery.
Point, but they operate very differently. Yeah.
Okay. Ted looks like he did in 1995. While I have gone bald with double chin, what is he eating, drinking, or smoking? I want that.
Well, I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, that helps.
I like I can't say it on YouTube. I don't know how old you are, but when you're a dude and you get older, you got to get on testosterone replacement therapy. Unless you want to look like an old woman in your 60s and 70s.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So you got to do that.
I'm on my way, dude. I haven't started that TRT.
No, you got to do TRT. Yeah. Maybe doing a GLP-1 of some sort, drop the weight, and then hit the gym, do some HGH of some sort, or an HGH precursor.
IGF-1.
Yeah, I mean, from everything I'm researching, just doing the HGH is the best way to go. But if you don't want to do it, you can do something like semaglutide. Not semaglutide. I'm not going to think of it, but it's. I'll circle back.
Huperazine.
Better living through proper chemicals.
Through proper chemistry. That used to be my motto in high school.
Proper chemical management.
But that was improper chemicals. Hey, Rody, hope you're enjoying your 470s. Yeah, man, Rody got his 470s today or a couple days ago, man, and he put them in. There's a Fishers that are 28,000 or 30.
I'm impressed with those big ones for how much are
dude,
they?
Wait till you hear. Those things are 110, but the one below it.
Dude, that's actually a good price for what they are.
Yeah. The one below it is 50. So they go from and from 50 on down, dude. The 50 and the 40
go from 50 miles an hour to 110.
Yeah. They double. Yeah. But you should hear the little ones. I'll fire up.
I'm sure they're good. They're going to just have more amplifier requirements.
The little ones.
Yeah. They always do.
They do.
Yeah. You need a lot more dampening to have the bass under control. Yeah.
Hey, Rev, the 470s are sweet. Not even set up where they'll live, but still awesome. The listening room will be done soon. Nothing crazy, but controlled. Nice. Canuck Audio, thanks, guys, for the glasses thing. The kids are laughing their butts off. You guys, cocoa nuts. My kids say they love you guys, too. All right. High five to the kids.
Hey, kids.
Right. Go, kids.
Thank God there's some kids.
Canuck Audio, you kids play hockey? Come on, you can play hockey up there. Yeah. All right. One of the biggest problems with AI is repeatability in response.
That's why you have a Python layer.
How are you dealing with repeatability from the neutral net output?
Python layer. We have our own Python layer as well as other control mechanisms. It's like a constitution. It holds it to what it can and cannot do.
Okay.
And that's what we're continuing to do.
Yeah.
And then as you talk to it, if you consistently want smoother highs or stronger bass or tighter bass, it will learn your patterns and then make the defaults what aligns with what you most typically ask for after you get a default setting or a bespoke setting. And all of that is handled through the Python layer. So that's the answer to your question.
There you go. And I just talked to Reb today. I know he works in Python. Yeah. And he's got his own AI doing something to clean up shitty records and take like the
I love AI. I've never been so excited about technology in my adult life.
Yeah. Talking about metals, what are the sonic benefits of platinum, palladium, rhodium? Who knows, man?
I know. We
make some.
Dude, I used to make cables. Well, we don't anymore. We used to use tungsten.
Oh yeah,
because it had, we'd like run it in parallel to silver. Yeah, but it was real holographic, right?
It's good for interconnects.
Tonally, it was a little weird, but we balanced it with other metals in parallel. But those metals that you mentioned, they're not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
They're not high res. I like resolution as long as it's controlled and musical.
Yeah.
I mean, all things being equal, if you can't do it then you throw some resolution away, but that's really not an issue in 2026.
There you go. One more on the Vibatron. How much does the reverberation of the room affect the results?
Well, what it does is it gives your brain a first feedback. So, and then you put HFTs, which kind of do the same thing. They're reacting to the acoustic pressure wherever they're placed. So they send they react and change the phase feedback very slightly, the pressure feedback, so that your brain reacts to that, which is directly connected to the music. So that by the time the walls are vibrating in response to that passage, you're processing 5 or 6 packets up. So our brain analyzes all the different phase shifts and interprets it as space. The problem is our systems are capable of tricking us into thinking we're in any environment, except that the room doesn't cooperate based on its vibrating, surface. The same way I don't like over damping a room. It sucks all the life out of the system. So these are very fast and linear, and as long as you follow grid patterns or place the resonator where they're supposed to go, it tricks your brain into the room responds in a way that correlates to the phase information in the track. And by the time the room itself says, no, that's not what's happening, you're already processing something else. So it's a psychoacoustic thing.
Got it. Are Schumann resonators worth trying, and how do they work?
They work like the FEQ carbon. It's just you don't have any control. You've got one frequency. You could generate
7.83.
7.83, yeah. But I mean, that's not magic. That's just one control vector. But you can generate, for example, the Schumann resonance at 7.83 with 5 different antennas with 5 different circuits. And even though it's the same frequency, it will change your perception of their effect in the system
far out
dramatically.
Really?
So we've been perfecting that for like 15 years now.
Wow.
And now we broadcast over 2 channels, and we can control the phase between those channels, the waveforms, it shifts in amplitude and frequencies. And again, there's over 1 trillion broadcast potentials, and that's what the AI sorts out. I mean, before that, I just messed with sliders on a control app on an iPad and came up with settings like a mixing engineer that I thought sounded good for this type of music or that type, or I even, got it down to red pill, blue pill, kind of a binary choice. And then last summer, I'm sitting at the factory, I'm talking to an AI model in alignment with my logic. And I said, if I sit here in the listening room, and I tell you what track we're listening to, I tell you what the settings are in the ELF, ULF generators, and if I make changes and describe to you subjectively what I hear, if we do this across enough data points, across enough tracks, can you map the field? And the AI said, yes. And 60 hours later, it said, Ted, I've mapped the field. It told me to play certain tracks, said to change it, said, here's how it's going to sound differently when you change it, and everything worked. And then to your friend's question, how do you keep it constant and not hallucinating or just, I'm seeing 80% or a high percentage of the time, these settings always popping up. So it just defaults to them to save computational cost. That's where the Python layer comes in. So we had tremendous recursive alignment early on with the model. Then it drifted, as your friend was talking about.
Right.
And now we're getting even better results, by constructing essentially a constitution in which the AI has to live and operate.
Yeah. And how does what you're doing compare to DSP?
Well, DSP, that's an Ohm's law thing. You're taking the signal and you're looking at the peaks and the valleys, and you're pushing everything down to get rid of some egregious problem that it sees somewhere.
Right.
And so it sounds subtractive in nature and compressed.
Sure. Yeah.
We're not messing with that part, the signal in that regard. We're changing the environment in which the signal exists.
Yeah. So it allows it to be more
shaping
effortless.
it. Yeah. We're shaping the fields.
Yeah. Because I've heard when I've listened to DSP before, a lot of times I hear it sounds like it's taking effort. It just, I don't know, there's just a overall feeling like this is taking effort. And then when it's off, it's like, like it just relaxes and like it's effortless.
It's frozen concentrate versus fresh squeezed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I mean, I'm for cars or a lifestyle system where you have the speakers up against the wall, DSP for bass and in those circumstances.
Right.
But not for reference stereo.
Yeah. Not for reference stereo.
No. But for an automobile
great.
Yeah, great. I mean, for different tools for different jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. That will make sense. Okay. Do Black Box Carbon and Vibraton SX work together, or should one choose only one of these approaches?
No, they work together and they overlap. For example, when you have black boxes in the room and and we'll do this tomorrow, and you pull out the Vibratron with the gold and silver resonator, you hear a degradation in bass performance, even though it's engineered primarily to function in the mid-range and the highs. And when you have a Vibratron in place and you put the black boxes in, you hear an increase in air and dimensionality in the mid-range.
Far out.
So they're working at different acoustic pressure points on the floor, up between the speakers, but they're working by the same principle. They were engineered to work together, and so they complement one another and scale one another.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What is 365 versus 360?
That's like a full revolution plus 5 degrees. You like start at 12, you come back to 12, and then you go to like 1.
I think so. Yeah. You got it, man. That's pretty good. Yeah. Just took a gummy and you guys are sounding better already. Nice.
Mine more off.
Yeah. TRT is legit.
What's TRT?
He's test.
Oh, for sure. Any guy not doing it, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I haven't tried it yet.
No, dude, what are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna drive your woman crazy.
Yeah.
It'll wake you up in the morning like it did when you were 16.
Yeah, well, yeah, right.
Feed me. Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's funny, man. Yeah. All right. What sort of metadata is in the file that you track to tweak?
Oh, when was it recorded? Recordings that are earlier took place with lower frequency electronics, and they require different frequency suites. So like early stereo recordings, they were all very simple 2-channel tube, and they respond to different frequencies than say the ratchets,
right? Yeah,
Hegerard or whatever he's called. Different genres of music which have inherent spatial characteristics respond differently than things that are extremely holographic. Different genres of music require certain edge, like you wouldn't want the same suite for Diana Krall as
Dead Mouse
or like some death metal band or something, you know,
make that
where that grading is part of the structure,
right?
Whereas on Diana Krall, it would be like yuck.
Yes, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
Right. So like grunge would have a different suite than Diana-Krall, clear.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah.
And then even just changing the phase between the two channels makes a massive difference. And there's 1,000 delta phase points between the two channels. So, yeah.
Very interesting. Why is Bitcoin crashing? I don't know.
I got
you got
a hedge fund guy that's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He says Satoshi is the Federal Reserve, that it's a trap.
Oh, yeah.
It's a trap.
Wow.
I mean, I don't want to get into, I think about this constantly, but I don't really want to go there.
Get into it.
Yeah. We could do a show like that someday.
Yeah.
Where we talk about geopolitics and, economics and how things are shifting, but I don't want to go that here.
Okay. we'll do it over a cigar.
Yeah. Tonight, hopefully.
I feel DSP throws off the timbre and can even come off compressed.
100%. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
It throws the baby out with the bathwater.
Yeah, totally. It's like to try in pursuit of trying to make something image really well. It kills the natural.
It doesn't
sound
image really well, though.
Well, sometimes.
Well, I guess if you have severe phase problems, because that kills imaging.
Right.
So to that degree, it would help. But you're losing frequency information. And I don't know.
Yeah.
Much better to just send the system to an ashram and chill it out.
Right, exactly.
Than to put it in a straitjacket.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Gotta say, you guys are cute together. Oh, boy.
Hey.
Oh, man.
I need another beer.
Right? Yeah, another NA beer.
Another non-alcoholic beer.
You said 365 at one point. What did you say, 365?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You have to look into the transcript.
I have no idea.
I'll run it through Perplexity.
Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin is crashing because of whales, no? Who knows, man?
This is a long conversation. I'm fairly bullish on Bitcoin in the intermediate.
Yeah.
Long term, I just want liquidity and the ability to move quickly.
Yeah.
I like land.
Yeah, right.
Land in outlying areas that'll get swallowed up.
Yeah. Sure. I believe Mike likes coupling under components and speakers, but does Ted feel the same, or is isolation ever better? No turntables in my rig. So
I like controlling
I'm talking
vibrations.
About rigid coupling or soft.
I don't like soft.
Yeah. Okay. So same. That's
soft sucks.
Yeah. I agree. I like
it's like DSP for vibrations.
Yes, right.
Well, actually worse.
Exactly. Yeah.
Sucks all the life out.
Yeah.
It's like throwing a rubber blanket over both speakers.
Yeah.
Or like loading a piano up with like dampening.
Yeah.
Would sound like poo-poo.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
Just dead. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's an affirmative that he's into rigid coupling as well.
100%.
Yep. So tell us about your what are those MFR? The what do you call them? The your
MIGs.
Your MIGs.
Mechanical interface ground.
Oh yeah, cool.
So we have they both have a metamaterial, right? And we have 3 different voicings.
Okay.
Like one metamaterial brings out the bass much better.
Okay.
Another is
what
perfect.
Is a meta material?
Metamaterial is something that converts energy into minute amounts of heat.
Okay.
So it's a way of getting rid of, it's a way of shaping the mechanical feedback. Now, the reason that what you set your components on makes a difference is defined through Maxwell's equations, and that when you have when the component is vibrating, those fields are getting shaken and they're bumping into boundary layers at instead of the same distance all the time, that distance is changing. So that creates refractions, which creates phase distortions and frequency anomalies. So if you dampen everything, it just subjectively, I don't like the way it sounded. It sounds dead.
Right, yeah.
I want the system talking to itself, let's call a system a circuit. Okay. It forms a single circuit.
It is.
Yeah. So I want all the components in the circuit still vibrating and doing their thing, but in a controlled way, not dampening, not throwing everything out. That's why I don't like to over dampen a room. It has no life and it doesn't sound stage well. And you're constantly digging for more horsepower, more watts. And then when you get those, then you got to throw up more dampening, and it's a never ending circle. And it just, home theaters just don't tend to sound like music.
Yeah. Right.
And they dampen the hell out of those. And even when I go to recording studios, I mean, a home stereo is not about the recording process.
No,
you're not handling a file from one mixing artist to a mastering lab to another, going back for more mixing. You're handling files around, and so you want a consistent environment as you go. In home 2-channel audio, it's about all of that is done, and the last bit is an expression, an emotional, psychological expression of how you want that to sound to you. And so what happened in the recording studio at this point doesn't matter. That was to get you to this point. What you do with it at that point, it determines, what your stereo sounds like, how much enjoyment you get, whether or not you're successfully manifesting what you like, getting rid of what you don't like. It's all in the setup.
Yeah.
You know that. Yeah. Every experienced audiophile knows that.
Yeah.
Or they're figuring it out. Yeah.
Sure. Well, we're getting near the end, bro. I think we're at the end. We got
right.
Now we gave him an hour and 45 minutes.
Now we get to smoke cigars.
Now we get to smoke cigars.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Let's see. There's we got one last question we'll take. If there's any burning desires, is there any hope for a DIY guy to make a good streamer server compared to finished products? What's the secret breaking through to good sound? Well, if you're just talking about the basics, we're not going into the field, which Ted can describe afterwards.
You make a good PC.
I'm just talking about a good PC and more than anything, a good power supply, a quiet power supply. Computers are extremely susceptible to shitty power supplies, and that will make a big difference on your end result. If you are a DIY guy, do you know how to write script? Do you know how to handle Linux? I built... Look at all those computer shit, dude. And look at all this stuff I got. I've got boards upon boards upon boards.
I know you experimented a lot.
Yeah. Anyways, so if you are a DIY guy, I've got stuff that I can sell you for cheap. That is stuff that I went through the whole thing down the rabbit hole and built a bunch of stuff. And I bought a bunch of crap that I have here that is designed for audio. And basically, you want a Linux-based OS that is just designed for playing music. Because once you start using a Mac or a Windows OS, you've got a desktop PC word processor OS that you're trying to make do music. When you have a Linux-based OS that is just only for making music, it's streamlined and it's going to work better. You don't have the updates. You don't have all the crap. So my firm belief is use something Linux, use a stripped down Linux version of a OS that's meant for music playback only. And if you want hardware, bro, I got a ton of hardware.
I can make one suggestion.
Go ahead.
I've listened to every type of RAM there is out there,
and
Samsung RAM sounds the best.
That's all I ever used. Yeah.
We tried a lot of things. We tried different GPUs. Building a great computer is the floor.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's not in coming up with a better motherboard or nonsense like that, or drivers, although they help. There are significant other things you can do that bridges the gap on digital and surpasses analog in all the ways that analog are perceived to be better. Spatial, high frequency integrity without artifacts, holographic realism. Those are all the I don't want to get into it. We'll talk later.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Great talk. And thanks for the show, Ted. And see you. Husqvarna.
Husqvarna.
Husqvarna. It's probably there is no Husqvarna.
I haven't.
Husqvarna. How's that? Now I'm going to try for the perfect Husqvarna. Was that good? Ted, have you heard a Baser ECC RAM?
I don't know if we listened to that during blind testing on Voodoo, and we have a new streamer coming out at the 8K price point called Quark. But I'll listen to it if we haven't. We'll do a blind test where we have two boxes. They appear the same, but different RAM chips. So sure.
Okay.
Good to know.
Cool. Out. Peace out. See everybody. Love from Kenny and Deborah. All right. Love you guys. Cheers. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Nikki. Have a good one, man. See you later on the Harvard Yard. He's in Boston. Yeah, that was good, Mikey. Thanks, David. Appreciate it. All right. Thanks. Looking forward to the videos. You bet, buddy. They will be coming up starting tomorrow. So keep your eyes out. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining. See you.
How did that do?